Ellie, you frickin' kleptomaniac! I thought I made it crystal clear the last time you did this that you need to stop taking my things. I'm not putting up with this anymore. Oh my goodness, Kathy, I am hurt. Oh, devastated even. You're my favorite big sister in the whole world. Do you really think I would stoop so low as to steal something from you? Yes, you do this all the time, Ellie. Yeah, I know I do. So, you're gonna have to be more specific. What are you mad about me taking this time? My wallet! I was looking for it everywhere, but then I found it in the last place I expected, your Instagram feed. You've got some nerve, you know that? Your caption was like, "Hey everyone, check out the new wallet that I just got. It was a total steal." You can say that again, you stole it from me. Oh, yeah, that wallet. I forgot I took that one. But yeah, that's mine now. Oh, and don't worry about everything you had in there. I went to the trouble of throwing it all away for you. You don't need to thank me. It was my pleasure. I am not in the mood for this right now, Ellie. You are going to return my wallet and all of its contents to me immediately. You know, Ellie, I would love to give you your wallet back. Really, I would. But the trouble is, I like it way too much. And besides, it doesn't look good on you. It's practically the cutest wallet in the entire world, and you're practically the ugliest woman in the entire world. It complements my feminine features better, so I am never giving it back to you. Yeah, I've heard this all before. Shut up and give me back my wallet. I don't know. I also feel somewhat of a moral obligation to keep this wallet away from you. A moral obligation to steal? You're gonna have to explain that one to me. Wait, don't actually explain. I don't care. Too late, here it comes. This is an incredibly high-quality wallet made with care by a classy brand, Kathy. If I were the 8-year-old sweatshop worker who made this thing, I think it would make me cry knowing a classless slob like you was using it. That's a new one I just came up with the other day. Isn't it great? I really wish that you would put that creativity to better use than coming up with insults to hurl at me after you steal my things. Anyway, we've been through this routine before, and I am bored already. And I've put up with this crap from you in the past, but I will not let you get away with it this time. That's not just any wallet. That's the wallet that my husband Ken gave to me. What? Are you kidding? That pathetic loser gave you this? How did he even know this brand existed? He seems like the kind of guy to grab whatever's on sale at the department store for a gift. He gave it to me for my birthday, and it's very special to me. Now give it back. I'm putting my foot down, Ellie. I will not let you take that from me. Oh my God, I am cracking up right now. This is like the craziest thing to happen to me this month. Your ugly loser, tasteless husband actually has the sense and cash to buy you a wallet like this? Excuse me? You know, maybe I was wrong about him. Maybe he's not as big of a tasteless, senseless loser with all the fashion knowledge of a 90-year-old hillbilly. I mean, it does suck that he's as ugly as sin, so I'd rather avoid interacting with him if at all possible. But if he's got the kind of money to buy you a wallet from that brand, I think maybe it's time I gave him a chance. You're a piece of work, Ellie. Okay, I'm gonna go now. One of the models I follow is starting up a live stream soon. Oh, and about the wallet, I'm not gonna give it back to you, ever. So give it up. If you have time off tomorrow, why don't you go shopping for a new one? They've got some that are right up your alley at the dollar store. Hello? Kathy, are you there? Why aren't you answering my texts? In case you didn't notice, I just sent you a picture of my adorable new handbag. Did you see it? Well, what do you think? Isn't it adorable? Doesn't it look fantastic with my shoes? I am waiting for your compliments. Get a move on, girly. So here I was, sitting here minding my own business, drinking a cup of coffee, then out of nowhere I get approximately 10 million notifications within a minute, all of them from you. And then I open my phone to see that you had just sent me the same selfie of your new handbag once every second for a solid 10 minutes. I mean, I honestly didn't even notice the handbag until you mentioned it to me. I wasn't sure what you wanted me to say, so I just decided to ignore you until you gave me more specific instructions. How dare you? I went out of my way to show you how hot I look with my new handbag, and that's all you have to say to me? Holy moly, Ellie, that is such a wonderful bag. There, is that what you were looking for? You can do way better than that. I can't, actually. So what's the story with the new handbag, huh? Not that I care. Did your boyfriend buy it for you? My boyfriend? That loser? Yuck. I don't even want to think of that loser right now. I broke up with him. He wasn't helping me live my best life. Nope. This particular handbag was a present from none other than, drumroll please, your husband. What? Ken bought that for you? He is such a sweetheart, Kathy. I barely even had to butter him up at all. I just asked for the bag and he immediately got out his credit card. It's really too bad that he's such an ugly mug. If not for that, he'd be like the perfect guy. What the hell is wrong with you? You went and begged your own sister's husband for a new handbag? Granted, I'm almost equally perplexed at why Ken would actually give in to your mooching and buy it for you, but that's a conversation we can have another day. I'll save you the time. It's obvious he bought it for me because he couldn't resist a request from a hottie like me. I mean, why would he buy presents from a frumpy old hag like you when he can buy them for a younger, prettier, cuter girl like me? You've used those insults on me way too many times for them to have any effect, you know? Oh yeah? Then how about this? I was honestly shocked at how easy it was to get Ken to open up his wallet for me. Like, I wasn't even laying it on too thick or anything. I was just putting on the same sweet and innocent act that I always use on men. But that was all it took for him to give me everything I wanted and then some. Oh, and get this. I told him that I was low on cash to pay my rent this month, and do you know what he did? We went straight to the nearest ATM, and he withdrew enough to pay for the entire month. Ugly guys are so easy to manipulate when you're at least semi-decent looking. Okay, you got me there. That is shocking. Also, stop that, you incorrigible harlot. You're not going to use my husband as your sugar daddy. It's not like I asked him to do anything, though. It's not my fault. All I had to do was play the damsel in distress, and he immediately jumped into his role as my knight in shining armor. Don't act like you're innocent here. You knew exactly what you were doing. Yeah, and so did your husband. You should be getting mad at him, not me. My God, though, being born beautiful really is like going through life on easy mode. Whatever I want, there is always some guy standing around who's willing to give it to me, with the proper incentives, of course. You're not selecting easy mode, you're hacking the game's source code. You do nothing but steal the things I bought with my hard-earned money and mooch off of stupid men. Including my husband, as it turns out. I'm telling you, Ellie, stay away from my husband. Never go anywhere near him again. Tell me, Kathy, have I ever listened to anything you've told me to do? Like, even once? No, never. What makes you think this time is going to go any different? Ellie? Okay, well, I'm going to go now. I want to go do some shopping to show off this new bag to all the girls at the store. Oh, I'm also going to post some more pictures on Instagram later on, so be sure to like them, okay? Hey there, Kathy. Oh, great, wonderful, just what I needed. All right, Ellie, let's have it. What did you steal from me this time? Or what have you seduced my husband into buying for you this time? Hey, come on, don't steal my thunder. For the record, I did not steal any of your things this time, and I did not seduce your husband into buying anything. Okay, then what do you want? So today's your wedding anniversary, right? I just wanted to wish you a very special congratulations. Very special, eh? Well, thanks, I guess. Yeah, it's our anniversary, and Ken got us a reservation at a really nice restaurant downtown. Aw, that's so sweet of him. I bet you're really looking forward to it. But that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about right now. I'm really, really sorry to tell you this, but Ken's not coming to the restaurant tonight. Uh-huh. And you know this how? How do you think? He's here with me right now. What? I have 3 very important announcements to make. First of all, you're divorced now. And second, I'm married now. And third, go ahead and eat all you want at that restaurant because you're going to be eating all alone. Hold on. I'm not sure I understand what's going on here. I'm divorced? How? I forged your signature on a set of divorce papers for you and Ken, so as of about an hour ago, the two of you are officially divorced. What? Do you realize you just confessed to a crime right now? And, wait a minute. Oh no. Oh, don't tell me. Looks like you finally caught on. That's right. I'm married to your husband. I know you haven't noticed, but the truth is that we've been seeing each other behind your back for a few months. Ken has fallen out of love with you and is madly in love with me now. And just like I convinced him to buy me that handbag a while back, I convinced him to dump you and upgrade to a superior model, namely me. I don't believe this. What is the matter with you two? Ellie, didn't you always say that Ken was ugly? What happened to that? You were constantly making fun of him. And I stand by those statements 100%. However, I'm a practical girl, Kathy. There's no way I would pass up an opportunity to lock down a guy willing to shell out thousands of dollars for me on a whim. I was never interested in him before since he's ugly and all, but now I find out he's actually something of a corporate big shot. That sealed the deal for me, a rich guy with job security who pampers me. It's a dream come true. That's why you had an affair with your own sister's husband? That's it? It was just for money? What do you mean, just for money? Money is a perfectly good reason, I'd say. Do you have any idea how much money it costs to be hot these days? I have to buy all the hottest fashion trends while they're still in fashion and then do it all over again in a few months when it goes out of fashion. Not to mention makeup, massages, personal trainers, that sort of thing. All that shopping adds up. I need a guy with plenty of money who's willing to let me spend as much as I want, and Ken fits that bill perfectly. You've got to be out of your mind. I knew you were a kleptomaniac, but now I know you're much worse than that. You're a straight-up sociopath. No, I'm not. I'm making a perfectly rational decision. I mean, the only real drawback he has is the fact that he's hideously ugly. But with the kind of money he's got, I can always just force him to get plastic surgery. You wouldn't believe how advanced that industry is these days. You might want to give it a shot yourself. Plastic surgery? You're going to make your own husband get plastic surgery? I'm glad you recognize that he's not your husband anymore. He's mine. The signature on the divorce papers apparently looked real enough for that dunce at the courthouse to accept it. So starting today, you're single again, and I get to kick off my life as the pampered wife of a wealthy businessman. Seriously, Ellie, I can't thank you enough. Huh? This is like a dream come true for me. It's hard to take it all in. I can't believe that divorcing him would be this easy. Oh, Ellie, you are a lifesaver. Thank you so much for doing this for me. Thanks to you, I am finally free from the hell that I've been trapped in ever since we got married. So good luck with Ken. I hope you enjoy your life together. Hold it, Kathy. What's going on here? I think you may have just gone insane out of shock. So let's recap, shall we? I, your little sister, just stole your husband from you. I forged your signature in order to help him divorce you without you knowing on your anniversary. I have just single-handedly destroyed everything that you have built up for the last several years. So why are you thanking me? You've given me the best wedding gift I could have asked for. Okay, that confirms it. You have gone insane. You're happy that I stole your husband from you and not, devastated? You are by far the ugliest woman in this entire city, and an ugly guy like Ken was the only person who would ever stoop so low as to marry you. And again, I am your sister. Why aren't you pissed off at me? I have been looking forward to seeing your reaction when I broke the news to you ever since I started sleeping with him, and you are really killing my buzz right now. I'm sorry things didn't work out for you like you had hoped. But I'm just way too happy that things have worked out far better for me than I could have ever hoped. There is absolutely no reason for me to feel even the slightest bit sad about losing a guy like him. And now that I don't have to worry about all the debt he took on affecting me anymore, like I said, you really did me a solid, Ellie. Wait a second. Debt? What do you mean, debt? Actually, I've been giving serious thought to divorcing him myself lately. And just when I thought I was going to have to spend a fortune on legal fees, you came along and took him off my hands for free. The timing could not have been more perfect. You said he has debt? What kind of debt are we talking about here? Like student debt or something? I can't imagine a guy like Ken being in debt. You said he's with you, didn't you? Why don't you go ahead and ask him yourself? Go on, ask him about how many credit card bills he's maxed out going to his favorite gentleman's club. Gentleman's club? Oh, and one more thing. Would you mind giving him a message from me while you're at it? Tell him that I've known about his debts for a long time now. He was so afraid that I'd notice if he was emptying out our bank accounts that he made a bunch of credit cards in his own name. And then, when his credit score got too low to get any more credit cards, he started making them in my name. I was going to divorce him anyway, even if he hadn't run away with my sister. So, good riddance to bad rubbish. Hold on, back up. This isn't making any sense. He's in debt from going to a gentleman's club? But no, that's impossible. He's a widely successful businessman. He's a high-ranking executive in an industry giant. He told me he's making over $200,000 a year. How does a guy like that get into debt? Shouldn't he be, smart? He always was an incredibly responsible, hard-working, intelligent man. But then one day, disaster struck. Disaster? Was he in an accident or something? No, I'm talking about you. You're the one who screwed him up, Ellie. What? I did? Back when you realized you could get money out of him, you started texting him all the time, right? And every time he gave you something, you showered him with compliments and attention. That's when he started getting the funny idea that he was actually a real ladies' man. After all, a pretty girl like you is throwing yourself at him. If he can get one pretty girl on the side, maybe he can have 2, or 3, or more. Oh. And that's when he started going to the gentleman's club. In there, he was the most eligible man in the universe. Scores of girls, even younger and prettier than you, were telling him that anyway. So he started giving more and more gifts and money to more and more girls. And before he knew it, he had maxed out 5 or 6 credit cards. No way. Yes way. The more money he gave them, the more they told him what a handsome and cool guy he was. But those are girls at a gentleman's club. They only flatter wealthy men for money. How could anyone possibly think that was real? Believe me, Ellie, I did my best to try and drag him back into reality. But nothing I said did a bit of good. He was thoroughly convinced that he was actually the hottest man on the market right now, and that they weren't after his money at all. He said that I was just trying to keep him down because I was jealous that women younger and prettier than me were paying attention to him. He also said that he was tired of being around an ugly old woman and wanted to enjoy the company of girls who were in his league. He's gone completely insane, and I don't know what to do to fix him. That's not all my fault. No, it basically is. The Ken that I married was never like this. He was always dedicated to 2 things and 2 things only, me and his work. And ever since you started poisoning his mind, he's lost interest in both of those. So he's your problem now, Ellie. I give my full blessing to your relationship with him. Do with him what you will. Oh, and about how you forged my signature, I'm not going to press charges or anything. Really, you did me a massive favor. Now I have no reason to ever meet with him again. Oh, well, I guess that's one silver lining then. Hey, can I ask you one more question? How much debt does he have right now? No clue. Couldn't tell you. All I know is that he's maxed out at least 5 credit cards in his own name and a couple in mine. So you can either do the math on that, or you can go ahead and ask him yourself. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go and pack up my things so I can move out of that godforsaken house as quickly as possible.
Kathy, you are not going to believe this. Your sister Ellie is an absolute menace. What is wrong with her? Like, our relationship was going really great right up until we got married. But after that, like she's a completely different woman now. She won't even cook for me. She expects me to either cook or order out. I can't keep living like this. It's the worst. So, for now, do you think you could come by in the evening to make some decent dinner for me?
What? Did you eat paint chips as a kid? You cannot seriously be asking me that right now.
No, I did not eat paint chips. And yes, I am serious. Come on, Kathy. It's just dinner. What's the big deal with that? Sure, we may be divorced now, but we're still in love with each other, right?
I'm trying to decide whether I should be shouting at you or laughing at you for saying something that stupid.
What? It's not stupid. We didn't get divorced because I didn't love you anymore. I divorced you because I started to like Ellie more than you, that's all. I still love you just as much as I always have. And let me tell you what, I will always love your food. You're a fantastic cook. Just because I divorced you for your sister doesn't mean you can't come and make some dinner for me every once in a while.
I need a second to collect my thoughts after that. Okay, now then. You may not hate me, Ken, but I hate you. From the bottom of my heart, I hate you with a fiery passion that burns brighter than 1,000 suns. All the water in the universe could not quench the burning rage I have whenever the image of your dopey, smug face pops up in my mind. You called me ugly, cheated on me with my sister, and spent all your money on gifts to give to a bunch of ladies of the night. I will never feel anything but hatred for you ever again.
Don't talk like that, Kathy.
Oh, and I can also explain why Ellie hates you now. She knows just how deep in debt you are, and also why you're in debt. If you want someone to cook for you, I've got an idea. Why don't you ask one of the girls at the club to cook for you? After all, you're the hottest man in the city, aren't you? Surely you can get one of the girls you showered with money to cook a meal or two.
Yeah, about that. They banned me from the club.
What?
I'm really sorry about that, Kathy. I was such an idiot. Should have known they were just saying all that stuff for money. After I maxed out all my credit cards, I took out a loan with the house as collateral. Then, when that ran out, one night I tried to get out through a bathroom window before they brought the bill to my table. But the bouncers caught me and now I can't get in anymore.
I'm glad you realized the truth, albeit much too late. You know there's no difference between Ellie and the girls at the club, right? She was only ever after your money, too. And now that you don't have that anymore, she has no use for you. I hope you enjoyed the attention while it lasted.
I should have never divorced you. I don't want you to just cook my meals. I want to be together with you again. Will you please take me back?
Excuse me?
If you'll come back to me, I'll never do anything like this ever again.
Not a chance, you frickin' moron. I would sooner take a bath in boiling sulfuric acid than marry you again. Now, let's get down to business. You're going to pay me for all the credit cards you took out in my name. You'll be hearing from my lawyer shortly.
What?
You have until the end of the month to pay me every single cent that you owe me, or else I'll see you in court. And that's all I have to say to you. If you want to tell me something, you can tell it to my lawyer. Kathy, what's going on? Ever since yesterday, Ken's been selling a bunch of my stuff. All my handbags, purses, clothes, everything that's worth anything. Oh, that explains it. Explains what? How he was able to pay me everything he owed me in one lump sum. What? He sold all my stuff to pay you? That's not fair. It's not fair, really. You stole everything of mine that wasn't tied down. I bet a lot of the stuff you're saying was yours was actually mine in the first place. Would you get over that already? This is serious. He's telling me that I have to work to pay off his debts now. I don't know how to work. All I've ever done is Instagram modeling. But my career hasn't really taken off yet. What am I gonna do, Kathy? I told you before, Ken is your problem now. Tell you what, though, if you're looking for work, I'll bet he knows some nice gentlemen's clubs that are hiring. I was joking when I said that, but Ellie actually took me seriously. She applied to and was hired at one of Ken's favorite clubs. Ironically, though, she was a massive failure. I guess the male patrons didn't care much for her horrible personality. Ken obviously wasn't happy about that, so he told her that if she's not pretty enough to make money at a club, then she's going to have to become a full-time housewife. So long gone are her days of expensive clothing and Instagram selfies. Now she's spending all her time in an apron covered in dust, furniture polish, and cooking oil. As for Ken, he's still having trouble paying off his debts. I understand his creditors have now resorted to calling him at his office, which does not make his superiors happy. They're even talking about demoting him if it continues. So now, the not-so-happy couple is spending their evenings eating Ellie's awful cooking and arguing over who's more responsible for the situation they're in. And as for me, I'm just enjoying my newfound place, finally free of my sister's kleptomania and my husband's delusional egotism.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.
Mom, where are you right now? We're getting ready to meet up right now.
No way. It's already time for that? Why didn't you tell me earlier to get ready to go there? This is why I'm always saying you're terrible at planning and should learn to actually do things on time.
You're the only person that ever says that about me.
Compared to your skills, your little sister Martha is always doing everything right. Honestly, I shouldn't even be comparing her to you, considering she is just so amazing.
I guess so. Now, how about you tell me where you're at?
Right now, I'm with Martha going shopping.
You've gone out shopping?
Martha has taken me out to get me something with her first paycheck. She really is such a loving and caring child, isn't she? I don't ever remember you doing anything like this for me when you got your first paycheck.
Well, if you want me to remind you, I went and took both you and Dad out for dinner with my first paycheck.
Did you really?
Anyway, none of that matters right now, Mom. Right now, we're all meeting up.
Well, I'm not going to make it.
What? You're not? What are you talking about, Mom? Your daughter is going to get married, and you're not going to come and see her fiancé's parents? How could you do something like that to me? I told you a while back about how this would be happening today and where we'd be meeting at, right?
Well, something that's impossible for me to get to is just not happening. I'm with your sister shopping right now, and I can't just leave her.
What? So you're just going to cancel on us then? My fiancé has made sure to get all his family here to see you. And his parents especially are very busy people, so it took a lot of effort for him to get them here today.
Your dad is going there, right?
Tell me why you didn't even come with him when he said it was time to leave.
Because I already made plans with your sister, and we planned to spend all day at the shopping mall, so I wasn't able to make it out to whatever you have planned.
So you're actually not coming today?
Well, I'm having too much fun with Martha now. I would never give all this fun I'm having with my super cute little girl today for anything.
Am I not your cute little girl as well, though?
What are you talking about, Esther? You fell far from the tree and are nothing like she is.
I can't believe that the person I call my mother would say something like that about me right now.
Well, you're not cute at all. Compared to you, Martha's like a little kitten just waiting to be played with.
I know you've been saying things like that about her all this time, and that she's always been your priority when it's come to literally everything. But come on now, Mom, I get it. You don't have to keep telling me how much cuter she is compared to me. By the way, shouldn't Martha be working today?
Working? How can you call yourself her older sister if you have no idea what she's been going on with her?
What? What do you mean by that?
Oh, she works on the weekdays and has the weekends off. How come you didn't already know that?
Wait, but she told me that she had work today, and that's why she couldn't come out to meet with my fiancé and his family.
Is that right?
So you're telling me that was a lie in order to get out of coming today?
Well, I'm sure she'd want to lie in order to evade that mess. You really think anyone wants to be part of what will be one of the most insignificant marriages on the planet? I know I don't want to be, so of course she's thought the same.
Are you kidding me?
Both myself and Martha are busy right now, and that means we really don't have the time to be thinking about you anymore. Are we done here?
I have always felt that you never seemed to care all too much about what was going on with me, even though I'm your daughter. But to think you'd go this far?
If you're going to have that wedding, then you'd better have it overseas or something.
Overseas? Why?
Because then I might actually be willing to go there for you. Of course, you'd still have to pay for me to come out there though. Both myself and Martha would come out to see your wedding and turn our time overseas into our little vacation as well.
We are planning to have the wedding in the States though.
Well then, it better be gorgeous or else we're not going. I'm going out of my way to go to a wedding like yours, so it better be fancy enough for myself to be there. Alright?
Why do you think we have to listen to what you want our wedding to be like when this is my fiancé's and mine?
Do you want me coming or not?
What the heck are you going on about, Mom?
If that wedding isn't the way I want it, then I'm not going.
What do you think you're doing staying away from your own daughter's wedding, though?
Good point. I'll ask my older sister to go in my place. How's that sound?
You're talking about Aunt Vicky?
The woman told me she'd stay single forever. So she has to have a lot of time on her hands, right? Why are all the oldest daughters and families like this? All of them are so useless and insignificant that the world might be better off without them.
I hope you'll apologize to all of us one day, Mom.
I'm sure right now she's even got nothing on her schedule. How about you call her and ask that she come to see your fiancé's family?
Do you really want me to do something like that? You would really want me to call Aunt Vicky and have her come in your place?
I don't care, to be honest with you. I don't care about you.
What the hell? Why would you even say something like that?
Because that's just how I feel about you. And now that you're aware, I'm going back to spending my day with Martha. You go ahead and do whatever it is you want without us. I'll let your dad know about this as well.
Hold on a sec. Mom!
Esther, you were meeting with your fiancé's family yesterday. Is your fiancé good looking at all? Where is he from and what does he do? Have you taken any pictures with him yet?
Martha, you had the day off work yesterday, huh?
Oh, did I not tell you that? I happen to work a job that has the weekends off. It's your average 9 to 5 kind of job after all. But the pay is pretty bad there, and I'm having to do all these things that I don't like, so I'm thinking of quitting it really soon.
Already?
Yesterday, I spoke with Mom about it, and she went ahead and told me that if I wanted to quit my job, I could do that and go right back home to her and Dad. I'm thinking of doing that here soon, for real.
Have you talked with Dad yet about going back to their house, though?
Well, Dad's never really around the house much, so why would he care? And since Mom is there all the time, I think she's the one that gets the final word. Dad's kind of just the ATM now, right?
So that's how you're gonna talk about Dad now? Wait. Before we get to that, let's talk about yesterday. If you knew that I'd asked you all to come meet with my fiancé and his family, why didn't you come?
Well, you never told me where to meet you at all.
That might have to do with the fact that when I had invited you the first time, you said you would work that day and wouldn't be able to make it.
Is that right? I must have looked at my calendar wrong or something. My bad.
You're bad?
Now tell me what your fiancé is like.
How about you come and see him at my wedding and you'll find out? Please. Then I can introduce him to you and everything.
When's the wedding?
We haven't settled on an exact date yet, but we're thinking in about 4 more months.
Wait, that late?
Well, we had been wondering for a while if we even wanted to have a wedding at all. But then finally, after some talking yesterday, we all agreed that it would be worth it. So we're looking for a place to have it at right now.
Well, if it's that far away still, I'm not sure what my schedule will be like yet, so I can't really say anything yet.
When we have a date, I'll make sure to tell you right away. Just make sure that in order to be at my wedding, to write that down on your schedule before anything else pops up.
Is there any reason for me to do something like that though? Is your wedding going to be overseas or something?
We plan to have it in the States.
Oh, what the heck? I was thinking that if you had it overseas, then I'd be able to go on vacation using your money. At least that's what I was thinking until you just told me you plan to have it in the US. Boring.
You really are just like Mom.
Mom said all this as well? How funny. I knew Mom and I were like 2 peas in a pod. 2 identical looking peas at that. And as you're probably aware, Mom has always loved me way more than she ever cared about you, right? It's like she's blinded by the love she has for me.
Seems that way. And because of that, my past is filled with some really terrible memories.
Terrible memories? Oh, don't be so dramatic, Esther.
Dramatic? All throughout both middle and high school, Mom would only ever get me clothes from the secondhand thrift stores. Yet when you went through middle and high school, she took you out to get all the latest fashion.
Now that you mention, if she was always going into Facebook Marketplace as well to get your clothing and stuff, and half the time it was already stained.
And when it came to me wanting to go to college, my mom said I was only allowed to go to the local community college. But when it came to you, she said you could go anywhere you wanted and that she'd pay for all of it.
Did you want to go to an actual university or something? You should have asked Dad to help you with the tuition and all that then, if that's where you were looking to go.
Well, at the time I was going into college, Dad was away for a while due to work, and I couldn't really ask him for any help. All of that time, I had to deal with Mom and just hope that she didn't hate me too much to not let me go to college at all, or get myself a dorm room.
I think you're being too dramatic about all that. In my case, I was able to do whatever I wanted and get whatever I wanted when Dad was gone.
That's because you're Martha. The day you were born, I wasn't given any more new clothing, and Mom didn't even bother to get me any more toys. I'd end up getting the leftovers from people in our neighborhood or from our cousins. There were even some things that Mom got for you and you wore time and time again that she'd later give to me when you grew tired of wearing it.
Well, that's wonderful considering I have a perfect sense of fashion.
That is not the problem, Martha. I don't even want to talk about this right now. I really just want for you and Mom to come to my wedding and see my fiancé and his family, please. You both already skipped out on seeing them yesterday, so please just make time for the wedding when I tell you the date.
Alright. I'll think about it with Mom. If I'm able to go, then I'll go.
The wedding will most likely be on either Saturday or Sunday, so you won't have to worry about work either.
I'm not sure about that yet. By the time, I might have myself a different job. That's if I quit the job I have now, right?
Just know that when I have the date, I'll let you know about it so you can write it down.
Please go and do that for me. Hey Esther, I'm going to go ahead and throw away all your things that are in your room.
What? Throw away all my things? What are you going on about, Mom?
Martha went and quit her job and will be coming home now, so I'm cleaning the house up for her right now. All those things in your room aren't necessary to you, right?
Are you talking about all of those books and albums I have in there still?
That's the stuff. Since Martha will be home now, I was thinking of taking your room and combining it with Martha's so that she has more space. Then she can live a bit more freely now that she's an adult. And as for part of your old room, I'd like to turn it into a walk-in closet for her so she can store all her nice clothing.
Hold on a second. So you're redoing the whole second floor of the house then? That house's second floor? That's going to take a lot of money to do, right? Is Dad all right with something like that?
As long as I tell him it's for Martha, he'll be fine with it. So can I toss all the stuff? Would that be wrong of me to do?
I will come and grab it all really soon here, so please leave it alone for me.
Make sure to come get it all today.
I have work today, and after work, I need to go handle some things for the wedding. I can't make it there today.
No, you come get it all today if you really want everything.
Come on now, Mom.
If you don't come and get it all before tonight, it's all going to the trash. Tomorrow is trash day, so I'd like it all to the curb before the truck comes.
Hold on a sec. I plan to use a lot of those photos I have in the albums for my wedding, all right? Do not throw those all away.
Nobody is going to even come to your wedding, so who cares about all these pictures you have? These pictures would all be going in the front of the wedding hall, right? For people to come and look at and see history of both of you and your fiancé. Well, nobody cares about you, so you'll be fine without the pictures. People only want to see Martha.
I just called Dad and told him to make sure to grab those photos and books for me.
You called your dad just then?
I realized that you weren't going to listen to me anymore, so I had to talk to him.
You really are the worst. It's because you do things like that that I don't want to go to your wedding.
What? So you really don't want to come to my wedding?
Jesus. I want all your crap out of the room right now so it's ready for when Martha gets here. Hurry up and grab all your garbage right now. I've already warned you once, and I won't do it again.
Hold your horses, please. Mom, what did you just mean by you don't want to come to my wedding? Are you really not going to come then? I've already told you the date and place for it, though.
I am much better off only thinking of Martha as my daughter now.
Are you being serious, Mom?
Well, of course I am. I have no idea why I was given such bad luck giving birth to a woman like you first.
I get that you like her more than me and think she's just the cutest, but I really never thought you'd go as far as to say things like that to me. Well, now I get it. I get what you really think of me. I'm so sorry for forcing you to be my mom all this time.
So you're finally coming around to realizing just how little you mean to me? Oh, well, it's about dang time. Hopefully, that's going to make you a little bit more modest and stop you from talking to me all the time. I don't want to talk to someone who is nowhere as cute as their little sister. Hawaii is the best.
Hawaii? You're in Hawaii right now?
That's right. Now that I think about it, today is your wedding day, right? Well, today I've taken Martha with me on a little excursion. So we both won't be able to make it to your wedding.
What about Martha's job? How is she able to go with you when she has work?
Martha has been out of work for a long time now, ever since she quit her last job. So she's using her time off now to recharge.
To recharge?
This is her first time off to relax a little bit and recharge her batteries so that she can do even better next time. That's why I used some of the money from your dad to pay for this trip. It's also my way of saying thank you for her for buying me all those things with her first paycheck.
Is that so?
This excursion with Martha is far more important than being with you. I would much rather make these wonderful memories here, so count the two of us out of my ugly daughter's wedding.
I am not your daughter anymore, though.
What? What are you talking about, Esther? Oh, could this mean you're getting a little upset now that the fact is I won't be coming?
I have no reason to be upset over that. I'm just being honest.
Honest about what?
About how I'm not your daughter and you're not my mother. I mean, you had told me before that you were so unlucky to have me as your daughter, right?
I did say that.
That pretty much cemented the fact that you didn't need me anymore, right? You'd be better off without me as your daughter, right?
You have the right idea.
Therefore, I came to the conclusion that if I'm not going to be your daughter, then you're not going to be my mom. Meaning I no longer have a mother.
Wait, are you basically saying that you're cutting ties to me or something now?
Right on the mark.
Have you forgotten how thankful you should be for me, though, after all those years I gave having to raise you?
I actually resent all those years of having to live under your care, so please don't think I'd feel any thanks for you.
You really are such a terrible person. This is exactly the reason why I've never wanted to go to that wedding of yours.
Well, don't worry, because the wedding already happened last week.
Huh? You already had the wedding?
In the end, you never gave me a yes or a no on whether or not you'd come to the wedding, right? Martha also began to evade my questions towards her, so I decided that it'd be okay to change the date. It's not like either of you wanted to come anyway, so I thought it wouldn't really matter for either of you in the end.
Is that right? Well, you're right. I'm glad neither of us had to end up going to that waste of a time wedding.
That's too bad, actually. Because we had the wedding overseas, like you had been wanting.
Excuse me?
That picture you just took and sent to me a second ago? In the background, you can see a really majestic-looking chapel, right? That's the place. That's where my fiancé and I had the wedding.
Wait a minute. You had your wedding at a place as gorgeous as that?
In your place, I made sure to invite Aunt Vicky. And she joined Dad in coming out to act as my parents during the whole thing. Of course, I paid for them all to be here as my family and guests. And considering that both Dad and Aunt Vicky have been doing so much for me, I made sure to get them both first-class seats on the flight over.
You hold it right there. Why did you not invite me out there but instead invited my older sister?
Well, because back in the day, when you'd only give me secondhand stained-up clothing, Aunt Vicky would hear about it and take me with her to go shopping. Ever since you decided you only cared about Martha, Aunt Vicky made sure to prioritize me so that I didn't get left out. To me, the person that resembled my mother the most was her.
With your money, you booked them first-class tickets to Hawaii? That is freaking unfair and mean of you. Why did you never tell me about your wedding?
The actual reason we had to change the date for our wedding like that was because of my fiancé's parents. Both of his parents happened to run a company, and since they had this major meeting in Japan on the day of the date we'd chosen before, we decided to move the wedding 1 week earlier. That way we'd all go out to Hawaii, and then after that they could continue to fly over to Japan and wouldn't have to hop around too much.
They both have a company? And they have to go to Japan for a meeting?
That's right. You didn't even come to meet them 4 months ago. All because you never cared about me, right? So there was no way you'd know about my fiancé's parents and their careers. Right now, my fiancé's parents happen to own a company that works in creating sweets that are produced in Belgium and are then sold in the US and in Japan.
So that means your fiancé will inherit the business one day?
I believe so. That's why, although I've paid to have Dad and Aunt Vicky come out, my fiancé's parents went and handled all the other expenses like the wedding and the hotels. They also felt bad about having to move the date for our wedding to a week earlier, so that's part of why they paid for everything regarding the wedding as well. But because they decided to do that for us, the wedding turned out even more gorgeous and fancy than we had originally planned, and it made for some amazing memories. I wish I could have had more guests there because it was all so magical.
What the hell?
Now, we need to get to some of the more important stuff here. Since you might want to change sides now after learning about my fiancé and his family, I think this is where I cut ties to you. That'll be fine for you though, right?
Cut ties to me?
Well, considering that Dad will divorce you and kick you out of his house, I'm afraid you might try to come and live with me. I wouldn't want you to start trying to take my fiancé and his parents' money, because that might start to upset them as well.
Wait, what's this about your dad divorcing me? What's going on here, Esther? I never heard anything about this.
When you get back from Hawaii, I'm sure he'll talk with you about it. Has he not sent you anything at all yet, though?
He had said he wanted to talk about something important, but I just assumed it was going to be about him going to another business trip or something.
You really have no interest in anything other than Martha and yourself, then. Dad is no longer needing to go on any business trips or move out of state for years at a time anymore.
What?
He's moved higher up in the company now and is no longer asked to leave town for work.
Is that right?
And, well, Dad has been planning to divorce you now and sell the house.
But we only just got around to renovating the second floor.
In order to do that whole renovation, you used a lot of Dad's money without his permission, right? And that trip to Hawaii was also paid for with Dad's money. Really, you just take all of Dad's money and use it on whatever you and Martha want without asking him first. I think he's really grown tired of being like a bag of money to you and nothing else.
Wait, Esther, if he ends up divorcing me and we lose the house, what's going to happen to Martha and I? Martha doesn't have a job right now, and I've always been a housewife to your dad.
Well, it's time you start planning out what you both will do next.
There's no way we can start doing that all from Hawaii.
I'm sorry, but this is it from me. I'm cutting ties to the both of you now, so I won't ever talk to you or Martha again. And that also means I won't be helping you any.
No way. So you're just going to throw away your mom and little sister now?
How am I throwing you both away? I just said I was cutting ties is all.
That means you're pretty much throwing us away. Hey, Esther?
You have done so well so far with just Martha being the center point of your life, right? That should mean as long as you stick with and care for her, everything will be just fine for you both. You never needed someone like me around, so I'm going to stop being your older daughter once and for all. Bye-bye now. After getting back home from Hawaii, my dad went and got the divorce and kicked both Martha and my mom out of his house. The only money that my mom got in the divorce, as part of the split properties, was all that money she had used from my dad without ever asking. My dad told my mom that her taking Martha and herself to Hawaii with his money was the last straw, and what made him go for the divorce. Both Martha and my mom then went and tried asking my aunt and uncle for help after losing their home. However, everyone was already upset with those two for not coming to my wedding, but were also aware of the horrible way they treated me all the time, and so they turned Martha and my mom away. As of right now, those two have found themselves a super cheap apartment to live in as they try and figure out what to do next.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.
What is the matter with you? I honestly just don't know how much I can take of this. Wait, what? Megan, what are you talking about? I am talking about you. Ever since I stole your husband, you've been a total downer. Like, accept that I took him and get over it, Tina. Wait, what? I really have no idea what you're talking about at all right now. What are you talking about? How do you not know what I'm talking about right now? I am talking about the fact that I stole your husband. Aren't you crushed about it? Don't even deny it. I know that you are. I know that you're at my house ringing the doorbell all the time. And I know that you're calling my work, trying to call for my firing as well, and I am just sick of it. Megan, I really have no idea about what you're talking about at all. So what? You're telling me that you told someone else about this and that they're the ones doing all of this? Who is constantly calling the store that I work at and demanding to speak to my boss all the time? Did you know I was called into his office and told I would be fired if this goes on? Why are you doing this to me right now? I am the top salesperson at my store and you're going to ruin everything. Megan, please, you need to calm down. I really have no idea what you're talking about and I'm not doing anything to you. You are seriously such a loser, Tina. Just get over the fact that I've stolen Max from you. It's done and over, and acting like a sore loser is not going to change anything. But I am telling you that I haven't done anything. I'm not doing anything. I don't know why you think this is me, but I promise you that I haven't done any of the things you're accusing me of. If you won't admit it, then fine. But I'm just going to let you know that I am not going to lose to you. I'm not going to quit my job, and I am not giving you Max back. In fact, thanks to you, our love is stronger than ever now, and Max is always saying about how he'll be there to protect me. I bet you've never had a man say the kinds of sweet things that he's been telling me. Oh, really? You guys are that serious about each other, is that right? That's right, and we're not going to let you ruin this for us. Your little tricks aren't going to work. This is your first and final warning. Do you understand me? Don't ever mess with me again.
Hey, come on, Tina. You really need to stop this. I mean, what are you going to do? Come after me once you deal with Megan? I mean, you know that I know you've been calling my work. What's the matter with you?
Max, what in the world are you talking about? First Megan and now you?
Well then, who is doing all of this? If not you, then who? You need to leave us alone and stop bullying us.
You both keep telling me to do that, but I am telling you that I'm not doing anything. If you're really all that bothered by what's going on, then why don't you call the police?
We did call the police and they told us not to waste their time with petty family squabbles. So that's why Megan and I are telling you to knock it off. I don't care how in love with me you are. You need to stop this right now. You and I are never ever getting back together.
Okay, Max, you really have the wrong idea here. For the last time, I am not bullying you, and I certainly don't still like you. Why in the world do you think I would even want to get back together with the man who slept with my sister?
What are you talking about? Of course you still like me. Don't lie. But the thing is, I fell in love with your sister the moment I met her. So while I get that you'd wish things could go back to the way they were, it's just not going to happen. I mean, you basically forced me to marry you in the first place.
I'm not going to let you gaslight me like this, Max. You were the one begging me to get with you. But the fact that you couldn't only betray me with my sister and then lie to me about it is amazing. I really did love you, Max, but the moment that I found out the truth about you and Megan, I lost all respect for you. And now I wouldn't want to get back with you if you were the last man on Earth. You are nothing but trash.
What did you just call me? What's the matter with you?
Nothing is the matter with me, and why would I even bother trying to get a piece of trash like you fired? You really think I'm going to waste my time with a little worm like you?
But you can't talk to me like that. I know that you're the one calling our works. You can't hide it. I know that you're still crazy about me. There's no way that you can forget about the love that we had. Tell me that you love me.
You are seriously crazy. Are you not even reading the messages that I'm sending you?
Tell me that you love me, but it still won't change anything. I'm with your sister and nothing is going to change that. She's the only girl for me now.
I literally don't like you anymore, Max. What about that don't you understand?
I'm sorry, but I can't talk to you like this anymore. You need to get over me and quit stalking us. Stop trying to come in between Megan and I. I'm serious. You better quit messing with us or else. Got it?
I seriously just can't believe you. How many times have we asked you to knock it off? I know that Max had to have a little chat with you as well, but you have to stop this. You are driving us crazy. You mean that you and Max are still being harassed? That's right. It stopped for a while and we thought we'd finally gotten through to you, but apparently not. And you sure did come back with a vengeance, didn't you? I mean, what in the world is with all of these packages that you're sending us? Hold on, you're getting packages as well? Have you even bothered to look at the return address? I'm sure if you looked at those, you would see that I'm not sending you anything. You think I'm going to waste my time looking at those packages for even more than a second? How many of these did you even send out in total? I can't believe that you're all doing this by yourself. Megan, you seriously need to start reading these texts that I'm sending you because I'm not doing any of this. Well, we have proof because you sent us the packages and we'll just trace them back to you. And just what is up with these letters from lawyers? When you divorced Max, you said that you weren't going to be suing us for our affair, so why in the world are you trying to do so now? Hold on a second, you're being sued for an affair? Megan, that really isn't me. I told you guys that I wasn't going to do that and I meant it. Besides, you two told me that you didn't want to waste your money on me. You even told me that you didn't have money to pay me if I did sue you. You guys practically begged me to not go through with it, remember? And so now I guess that you're just getting revenge on us in this way instead? It's so obvious, it's not even funny. You're nothing but a bully and a criminal. Megan, you are being absurd. I can't believe this. You should have quit asking for money and quit going after Max from the very start. But I guess I'm at fault for underestimating just how desperate you are. But fine, if it'll finally get you off our back, then we'll pay you what you want. Megan, you are just talking to yourself at this point. I don't want your money, and I'm not doing any of this. If you really want to know, I moved all of our money into a secret bank account that you didn't know about. So if you really want, I can pay you tens of thousands of dollars. Although you should know that Max doesn't know about this, and he really doesn't have any money. Wait, what? Literally, what is going on? Why are you telling me all of this? What is happening? I really didn't want to have to do this, if I'm being honest. But if it'll get you off our backs, I'll pay you. How does $20,000 sound? I don't want your money, and I don't care about your secret bank account. Why aren't you listening to anything I have to say? Look, I am telling you that I am willing to pay, but you have to promise to leave us alone after this. You have to promise me here and now that you'll stop bullying me. I am sick and tired of putting up with all of your little schemes and threats. It is driving me up the wall, so fine. You win, take my money, and leave us alone. But I've already been paid, although I'll gladly take the money as compensation for how annoying you've been. But I will tell you once again that I haven't done anything. You and Max have just been blaming me for all this. If you think you feel confused about all of this, then how do you think I feel? So go ahead and send that money over. Now, hold on just 1 second here, Tina. What do you mean that you've already been paid? I thought that Max never paid you at all for our affair. I guess you haven't heard anything from Max yet, have you? It's true that I didn't ask either of you for money when I found out about the affair. And you both really did trick me. I thought that you two were penniless, but then I got a phone call from Max's parents. And they offered to pay me instead as a way of apologizing for their son's behavior. Wait, what? Are you kidding me? They really did that? That's right. I don't know how they found out that I never got any money, but they did reach out to me. And you should know that Max was furious when he found out too, but they paid me $30,000 for the whole affair. Max's parents paid you $30,000? That's what I'm telling you. And Max was there when I went to his parents' place, but his parents told him that they were paying it as a loan to him. And they forced Max to sign a contract agreeing to pay down the fee every month. But you're kidding me! I had no idea about any of this at all! I guess you really haven't told Max about your secret bank account then, because I can't imagine he'd agree if he knew. I don't believe what I'm hearing right now! So you both tricked each other into thinking that the other didn't have any money and now Max is $30,000 down the hole? Good luck explaining this all to him, though. But I haven't told Max about the account at all. Are you really telling me that he's been paying back his parents this whole time? Wait a second. When he got married, he told me that his job had cut his pay. Is that what that was about? He told me he would be getting about $500 less a month. Ah, so that's how he managed to fool you about this. But that $500 a month is quite the tell, isn't it? But wait a second. If you were already paid by Max's parents for our affair, then there'd be no reason for you to demand more, right? That's what I've been trying to tell you this whole time. I got $30,000 and I am very happy with that. But then, I don't get it. What is this all about? Who is sending these demands for money? If it's not you, then who? I told you to open the packages, check the return address, and figure it out yourself. But anyways, now that we've cleared this all up, it sounds like you've got quite a bit to talk about with Max. But feel free to send that $20,000 for all the trouble you've given me over this. Tina, are you there? I did it. I finally managed to figure out who it was sending these invoices demanding that we pay them. It was the wife of my boyfriend. She's the one that's been behind all of this. Sorry, did you just say your boyfriend's wife? What is that supposed to mean exactly? So you're telling me that even though you're married to my ex-husband, that you're cheating on him? Wait, no, hold on. That's not what I mean. You don't understand. It's not a real affair or anything like that. It's just a little fun on the side is all. It's just that ever since Max and I got married, the thrill of our relationship has just really died out. Wait, what? Are you serious? Wow, I don't even know what to say about that. Well, of course, I'm so happy to be with Max and have him as my husband, but I think what pushed us together is that we were doing something wrong. I mean, who doesn't want to fool around with a married man, right? Stealing Max from you was half of the fun of the whole affair. You really are just a trashy woman. Do you realize that? You just jump from married man to married man. But I don't get it. How did it come to this? How could she be suing me for this? Oh, right. Now that you mention it, you said that you'd been getting a bunch of those notices in the mail, right? So you mean to tell me that they were really all from the same person? No, not exactly. There were a few people, if I'm being honest. But somehow all the wives of the men that I was seeing found out. I don't know how, but they all knew that I'm sleeping with their husbands, and now they're all threatening to sue me. I just don't get how you could let things get this far. I mean, you do realize this is all your fault, right? But what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to afford all of these lawsuits? In total, I am being asked to pay $70,000 for all my affairs. Well, it sure is a good thing that you have your secret bank account, right? I'm sure you can pay them all with that. Just don't forget about the $20,000 that you offered me as well. You know that I don't have enough money for any of this at all. I only have $30,000. I can't afford $70,000. Well, it sounds to me like you might need to start selling things and get ready to take out some big loans. Otherwise, I have no idea how you're going to afford any of that. I don't think that these other ladies are going to be as nice about it to you as I was when you slept with Max while we were married.
Tina, are you there? I finally figured out who the guy trying to harass me at work with phone calls is. It's actually someone from my office.
So someone in your office was trying to contact you? Did you find out about what?
Oh, nothing too serious. He was just a bit mad because I've hooked up with his girlfriend a couple of times.
Wait, what? Are you kidding me? You slept with the girlfriend of your coworker?
No, it was nothing like that. We just got a little drunk. It really wasn't anything serious. Besides, this guy never even had a girlfriend before. So we were out drinking and he said he wanted to invite her over and she was just really hot. So we kept drinking and the next thing you know, we ended up hooking up after he had passed out.
Wow, just wow. I really don't even know what to say to that at all. But it sounds to me like you deserve whatever is coming to you. But At least you and Megan are a perfect fit for each other.
What do you mean? What are you saying?
I mean that the both of you have been running around sleeping with other people's spouses.
What do you mean the both of us? Are you saying that Megan has been doing something similar?
That's exactly what I'm saying. You both are just horrible people and you deserve each other. Now please just leave me alone. You two have already put me through enough.
But, wait, how did you find out about Megan? I don't get it. I had no idea about any of this.
She finally figured out who she was getting all her threatening calls and letters from. And I think you'll find that she had a very similar discovery to you. But you should just be grateful that at least the woman you slept with wasn't married.
Hold on a second. Are you telling me that Megan has been sleeping with married men? Does that mean she's been getting those letters from their wives?
I didn't say anything, but you might want to go and have a little talk with her about her recent revelations. And while I'm here airing out dirty laundry, you might as well ask her about her secret bank account, too.
Secret bank account? What secret bank account? Tina, is this a joke? Please, you have to help me out here.
No, you cheated on me with my sister and married her. But then that wasn't enough and you had to go and cheat on your new wife with the girlfriend of your poor coworker. The two of you blamed me for all of your problems when the real source of them was yourselves all along.
But I had no idea. I had no idea about Megan's affairs or secret bank accounts or anything like that.
And just why do you think that is my problem? Now it sounds to me like the two of you have a lot to talk about. But whatever happens, leave me out of it and never talk to me again. I was, of course, joking about Megan having to pay me $20,000 for all the harassment the two of them had subjected me to, but I had recently had a slurry of negative reviews by different people, but with a similar style came out on my business. I hired a PI to look into them, and they all traced back to accounts registered to Megan. So in the end, I hired a lawyer, and ultimately, Megan was forced to pay up. I made sure not to ask for any more than she offered, but for Megan, that meant that she was being sued for $90,000. After that, I heard that Max's coworker reported what Max had done to his supervisors. He accused Max of getting him drunk to sleep with his girlfriend. While the company wasn't about to fire Max for that, they didn't want to risk their reputation on him and gave him a huge demotion. I also heard from Max's parents that Megan and Max actually tried to sue each other for their affairs. The judge on the case threw it out right away and suggested they get a divorce instead. Both mirrored and cumulatively over $1 million of debt, however, they felt like they had a better chance to pay it down if they stayed together. So the two stayed together as a married couple, both in a kind of Cold War, trying to catch the other cheating or do something the other could sue them for and pay down on their own debts. As for me, I had those nasty negative reviews removed and got on with my life. I felt like I dodged a bullet with all those accusations, even though I knew I was innocent. I haven't heard from either Megan or Max since then, and I think my life is better for it.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.
Hey Madison, you're not doing anything this weekend, right? Come over to my place and cook dinner for me then.
Huh? What are you talking about all of a sudden? You contact me after 5 years of silence only to ask me to do your chores?
Well, you see, there was a lot that happened recently. Millie got into an accident.
An accident?
A speeding car slid onto the sidewalk, hitting Millie. She got injured pretty badly and will be hospitalized for a while. The house is a mess right now, so it'd help a bunch if you could come over to cook and clean for me while she's out.
Absolutely not. Why do I have to take care of the man I divorced? You can take care of yourself. I'm not responsible for you anymore.
Yeah, but you're her sister, and your sister is not doing her job as a wife, so doesn't that mean that as the older sister you should be responsible?
What did you say?
Oh gosh, I'm so unlucky. Just when I thought I got a better deal being your sister, and this happened.
I could say the same here. My sister takes my husband away from me, and just when I finally manage to stand back up on my 2 feet, you barge in and ruin my peace. I'm begging you, leave me alone. Learn how to take care of yourself, you dirty cheater.
Madison! Why did you decline Kent's request? It's just cooking and cleaning. Be nice to him.
Huh? Of course I would say no. Are both of you guys out of your minds?
I'm being serious here. Please, go and take care of Kent. You're the only person I can ask. I'll even pay you for it. So please.
You're oddly determined. Can't you just hire some kind of housemaid service or something?
Of course not. This is Kent we're talking about. He's bound to cheat if I did.
What?
You of all people should know. How you got into an accident 5 years ago which led to Kent and I getting together while you were in the hospital? Remember that?
Of course I remember it. None of you guys would visit me or bother to ask how I was doing with physical therapy. And just when I finally get to go home, I get divorce files handed to me. I still remember how smug you looked.
I'm in the same situation as you are now. I'm here at the hospital while he's at home alone. Thinking about how the same thing could happen to me is keeping me up at night.
Understandable. You've taken, but now you also know what it would be like if you were to be taken from as well. I'm sure you're more aware than I am about how he'll latch onto any young woman he can get his hands on. I could understand how this is causing you restless nights, but that's your fault.
I know that it's my fault. That's why I'm swallowing my pride and asking you for help, aren't I? Please. I'm begging you, sis. Just look after him and I'll pay you.
Absolutely not. If you're that worried, why don't you just hurry up and get discharged from the hospital?
If I could, I already would have. The doctor said I still have a long way to go before I can leave. Instead of being a few months like I had originally expected, the doctor said it might be a whole year.
Oh wow. Your injuries were that bad?
My life is practically over! They told me that there's a chance I'll never be able to walk again. I haven't been able to feel my legs at all, and the doctor was mentioning something about being paralyzed from the waist down. I might have to spend the rest of my life in a wheelchair.
Whoa.
I haven't told Kent about this yet. If he hears that I'll be wheelchair bound for the rest of my life, he'll move on with a different woman. He'll leave me just like he did you.
What a shame.
I don't want that to happen. I can't live on my own like this. That's why I'll try and beat the odds and be able to walk again. No matter what they say, I'll prove that I can. That's why I'm begging you. Take care of Kent until I can walk again.
Huh?
I want you to keep an eye on him and make sure he's not cheating. I can't ask anyone else. You'd listen to the favor of your cute little sister, right?
No, thanks. I don't even want to see your guys' faces. I feel bad for you. I do. But this isn't my problem.
Oh, come on. You would be so heartless as to deny your sister? You were divested when you got cheated on, right? You'd let your sister go through the same pain?
Didn't you tell me that the person who gets cheated on is at fault?
But...
So if that's the case, then you better try your best not to get cheated on. You were all high and mighty telling me that. So, practice what you preach. Even if you're paralyzed from the waist down, you can still easily find a solution to getting cheated on, can't you?
How should I know? I'm sorry for saying something so cruel to you back then. I am sorry, so please help me.
Hope physical therapy goes well for you.
This is the worst. Hey Madison, you heard the news? Millie is paralyzed from the waist down. She won't be able to walk for the rest of her life. She'll be wheelchair bound for the rest of her life.
Yeah, she told me already. She was injured a lot worse than we had originally expected.
Why does this stuff have to happen to me, huh? A wife stuck in a wheelchair is only gonna be a bother.
That's a bit harsh, don't you think? She is your wife, after all. You should be more concerned about her.
So? Worrying about her isn't gonna help her walk again. Why should I bother?
That may be true, but still.
then worrying about it is a waste of time. I should be thinking about how I'm gonna live from now on, with a burden like that around. Actually, hey, Madison, from now on you're in charge of looking after your sister. I'm not helping her out in the slightest.
What? Why would I have to deal with this?
'Cause you're her sister. Duh. You didn't want to help me out, so the least you can do is look after her. If you don't want to do that, then you have to take care of me instead.
I don't have a sister.
Huh?
I no longer have a sister. The day you handed me the divorce papers was the day I lost my sibling. So the big sister that's supposed to be helping out her little sister does not exist in this universe.
That's ridiculous. You would abandon your cute little sister.
Cute? Where? What part of a sister taking the husband of her older sister is cute? I'm not seeing any cute traits here.
What?
Oh, sorry. Of course you'd see her as cute. While your wife was at work, she was there taking care of you, right? While your wife was struggling through the pains of being in a traffic accident, you were having so much fun with her. She was younger than your wife and was so true to herself, of course. You'd want to be with her. You decided to be with her seconds after your crippled wife came home.
Well, you see, what had happened was...
You picked her over your previous wife. So rather than acting all tough, go take care of her. That's the duty of the husband.
I can't, though. I have work. Taking care of myself is hard enough. Doing that would be way too much. I need help.
You'll be fine. Even while you were busy with work, you had loads of time to cheat. You have time to take care of yourself and your wife.
But...
Well, good luck, you guys. Your wife mentioned that she'd do her best at physical therapy, so you'll survive this.
What do I do? If this continues, Kent is gonna leave me. Because of me, his work life is being affected. He's been so cold with me recently.
Oh my. His work life is being affected, you say?
He can't do any house chores like ironing, so he went to work in a wrinkled shirt. So now his appearance is all messy and his eating habits are all over the place. Word about his wife being wheelchair bound got around. So he was removed from a huge project.
Must be tough for a work-oriented man like Kent.
Exactly. So now because of that, he's completely lost it. Every time he comes over to take care of me, he's always mad, reminding me each time that it's my fault that he got removed from something important. Everyone is trying to help him by not giving him too much, but that's bothering him. He said that we can't be expecting any bonuses in his paycheck from here on out.
That's pretty expected. He was the type to work hard and earn lots. Overtime, business trips, etc. Something like not being able to work in general affects his wage a lot.
His attitude towards me is always so harsh. He told me to use my insurance to pay back however much of his wages was lost. He told me that the moment the insurance money drops, give it to him immediately. He said he'll just have the money for himself later.
Oh my.
But the thing is, I don't have any insurance money to give.
What? What were you talking about?
I never had insurance to begin with. Plus, since I'm a housewife, I don't have any insurance that I can get from my job.
Yeah, but shouldn't you get money from the person who hit you with their car? I mean, they were obviously at fault here.
They also aren't insured. So even if I tried, I wouldn't get a single penny.
How unfortunate.
What should I do? I'm too scared to tell Ken about it. The insurance money he's expecting isn't going to come to him.
What are you doing? Tell him! It's rather significant news.
Yeah, but if I tell him, he'll cheat on me. I'm paralyzed from the waist down from a car accident, but I'm not getting a single bit of money for it. He already says that I'm a bothersome presence. He'll file for divorce at this rate.
That's true. I wouldn't put it past him.
So please, sis, help us somehow. Help us with the house chores so that Ken can focus on work again. Or give us a couple $100 for the next while. Can you do something?
Of course not. Why should I help you? I've said this multiple times already. Leave me alone. You betrayed me in the worst way possible and then have the audacity to ask for my help.
Look what you've done, Madison. Here I am taking care of Millie. But don't you have any money?
Huh?
I quit my job for this. There's no insurance money and no rainy day money to use. What are you gonna do to fix this?
Hang on. What are you going on about? Why am I being the one to get yelled at here?
Huh? It's partially your fault that we're so broke. Why are you acting like it's not your fault?
My fault?
Yeah, that's right. It's all your fault. You don't want to take care of Millie or help me out. My job is treating me like an unwanted presence. They took every opportunity away from me and lowered my wage, so I quit the job. I was planning on surviving just with Millie's insurance money.
Just that?
A traffic accident resulting in the victim being paralyzed from the waist down. There's no way that the insurance company and the government would give us more than enough money, which means I wouldn't have to work.
And you did all that without talking to Millie first?
Yeah, that's right, but now both Millie and the person who hit her aren't insured. I consulted a lawyer and they just told me to give it up since they have no insurance. Where's the money I should have gotten?
It was never there to begin with?
After hearing that, I rushed to the bank to check my account. I only have $2,000 in there. Why is it all gone?
You're kidding. At your age, you two combined have only that much in your savings? You guys don't even have kids! What are you two doing?
Shut up. Whose fault do you think that is? You stole this money from us.
Huh?
All those fees I had to pay for our divorce. You took so much money from me after the divorce.
Oh yeah, that is true. The mistress of your affairs being my sister, and you file for divorce right after my terrible accident. I was sure I could get a lot from all that. You guys were too obsessed with each other to care about all that, though.
You got over $10,000 from that.
Which was used to help me recover from my accident, and help me stand on my own for the time being as I recovered. Thanks for that, by the way.
Pay me back right now. Because you were struggling here. That was way too much money. Give me back $200,000 right now.
Huh? Don't be ridiculous. We both agreed to the amount you were going to give me. There is no way that you're asking for all that back will stand in any court.
Huh? And what do you expect us to do? I'm jobless and Millie is paralyzed.
I can sympathize with the accident occurring, but the jobless portion is all on you. That's all your fault for quitting without talking it through first. I refuse to help you guys out. Figure it out on your own.
How could you be so cold? You know heart?
I don't need to hear that from a man who didn't hesitate to go for their wife's sister when they were injured. You are the heartless one.
Okay, so how about this? We should get back together as two heartless people.
What?
I'd be cheating on Millie with you, which also means you could get your revenge. Millie would understand eventually. It's like a little reset in our relationship. What do you think?
There is no way I would ever agree to that. I sincerely hope you get hit by a truck.
What?
I was trying to be nice and not block you, but after that, I reached my limit. Starting today, you both will be blocked on everything. I will be deleting all your contact information as well.
Whoa. Wait, if you do that, then who are we going to rely on? You know that both our parents cut ties with us.
Of course I know about that. It was our divorce that caused it, but that is also your guys' fault. That has nothing to do with me.
But
you and my sister can support each other through this. Good luck. After that, Kent tried to plead with his old job to take him back, but he wasn't much of a favored person within the company. They declined regardless of his pleas. Right now, due to Millie's hospital fees and making the house more accessible for her wheelchair, he has been working 2 jobs from morning to night. As for Millie, she's still worried about whether Kent will be cheating on her. She's worried that he's out meeting girls rather than going to work like he claims he is. She spends many sleepless nights worrying about that, which is a hindrance for her path to recovery. Seems like she'll be stuck in the hospital for much longer than planned.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.